Get ready to roll because it's the second annual Just Call Mo Celebrity Bowl-O-Rama, and you, yes, you are invited to join the fun.
Come bowl with your favorite Central Florida celebrities on Saturday, April 12th from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Oviedo Bowling Center. All proceeds benefit Rosie's Adventures, a local nonprofit helping kids battling cancer.
It's your chance to bowl, meet celebrities, and make a real difference. Spots are filling up fast, so you don't want to wait. I don't want to brag, but my lane, my spot, already sold out. That's right. I will be there. Visit justcallmo.com/bowling.
The Just Call Mo Celebrity Bowl-O-Rama, Saturday, April 12th at the Oviedo Bowling Center.
Oh, yeah! You did it! Welcome to the Cool Guy Club. I am not part of it.
Baby!
You just made it. Welcome to Good Sauce, episode 44. Episode 44. They said it couldn't be done. And by they, I mean no one. No one's
doubted you.
Yeah, no one's doubted us. No one's ever been like, hey, man, I don't believe in you. But we're looking for our first. How you doing? My name's Rauce. My name's Rauce. That is Joel Warren.
Yo.
And that is Nico Renato.
What is crappenin?
And what is crappening? That sounded like a really funny Jeopardy answer. Alex, what is crappening? We're first of all, elephant in the room. If you are joining us today, we are all hyped up on caffeine. But how was your weekend? Did you guys have a good weekend?
Yeah, good one.
Dude, I put my entire backyard in bags.
You did. You really
You guys showed up.
bagged the backyard.
I bagged up my entire backyard because my entire backyard had about a 3-inch layer of leaves.
There were a lot of leaves. There was even some bamboo, which is not an easy fight in that pile.
God, there is.
You got any scratches?
I've got some scratches. Also, all around my wrist. So I did yard work, and now my mom thinks I'm sad.
Yeah.
You know.
It definitely looks like it.
Yeah.
Dude, one time my stepdad was messing around with some bamboo sticks, got whacked in the eye, and is like partially blind because of like bamboo fighting.
Double kill.
Double kill.
Stepdad was bamboo fighting.
Yeah. Dude, there is a perfect dad joke right there. And it just popped in my head because now I'm a dad.
Get it.
Bamboozled. He got bamboozled. All right? Listen, you make jokes like that so that way more kids get born. That's how babies get born. You have to make jokes like that. That's why they call them dad jokes, because every dad joke that happens,
You have a kid.
a new dad exists.
Yeah.
And also an angel
We don't make the rules.
gets its wings. But yeah, I put
Also that.
yeah, a little disclaimer. Yeah, whatever. Angel get their wings.
I thought a stork came. I thought it was like a bird and
a
like
stork. No, it's just via dad joke.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
You didn't take sex ed?
Someone was lying to me.
The,
Yeah, no.
but
Storks are pointless.
I was doing all this backyard stuff, and it just made me go like, I get so mad at leaves, and I hate how there are different types of leaves. They frustrate
Yeah,
me.
they have bad attitude sometimes.
Leaves?
leaves.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but you realize the leaves you're mad at are the ones that were already detached from the tree. Essentially, they're corpses.
Yeah, which then makes me happy. I'm like, yeah, you dead bitch. Look at you, and your whole generation is gone.
Yeah, you're just raking corpses out there.
That's dark.
That's as dark.
It is dark. It's also true, but I nailed it. I picked up all of my backyard, but there was one thing that I could not stop being proud of. I thought I was going to be the most proud of doing all that yard work, which sucks, but the weather was fine, so I didn't even sweat. The thing that I am the most proud of, and we've talked about cleaning in the past, we are 3 dudes who enjoy a good clean. It makes us feel good, like we did something. But I went to a land where no man has ever gone before, I think.
Milk and honey?
Milk and honey. Yeah, they do this. Hashtag milk and honey right here. Woke up Saturday morning. This was my big yard day. But for some strange reason, I immediately woke up. I grabbed my sheets at 8:01. I woke up like a computer. Like eyes just like bong, ready to ride, which doesn't happen. So when in Rome, I was like, we got to make use of this. I just grabbed the bed sheet immediately, 8:01. Grabbed the other blankets, 8:02, 8:03.
Pillowcases?
Pillowcases, whoop, right off into the washer, 8:05. 50 minutes later. 8:55. Just did the math there. Take it out, dryer, bang. Fast forward, hour later, by 10 o'clock, by 10 a.m., I had washed my sheets, put them back on with their pillow covers. I don't think mankind has ever seen a level of efficiency of washing sheets first thing in the morning. Let me be even more honest. That usually takes me about a month. Usually hits the washer.
Yeah, that's like faster than a hotel.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
They won't even do that.
Right?
They're like, he's probably still sleeping.
Usually what happens is that you put it, washer, you're like, I forgot to put it in the dryer. Now it smells like old man.
Sour.
Then you got to put some vinegar all up in the rewash.
Yeah, nobody wants Greek yogurt sheets.
Yeah. Now you have to throw all these what are the things that moms pass on?
Wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom, but wives' tales.
Guilt? Oh.
Yeah, guilt as well. But like all those wives' tales of if you want to wash your sheets, you need to light a candle.
Get a cinnamon broom.
Get a cinnamon broom. Snap it in half. Throw it in the water.
And then drink apple cider vinegar through your ear.
Spin around 3 times. But I was so proud of myself.
So you had clean sheets by 10:30.
10. It was probably 10:05, 10 some change.
It's a dice roll that they'll be dirty before you get to sleep them again.
Yeah, that's how
I'd let that rest in the dryer.
Let me ask you this, though. What prevents you from doing that every day?
Willpower,
every week?
Discipline, effort.
So what motivated you
A lot of
to
honesty
do it?
up here in these answers.
Here's the thing. That's the answer for everyone. Because the question is, what changed? Why can't you do that every week? We can do that every week. That's why I'm so proud, because I know that I don't, and I know most people don't, be able to wash their sheets, bang, 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 like a quick basketball play over and move on to the next thing. Always. Nothing has changed. Honestly, I woke up energetic, and I wanted to do something as fast as I could. What's the first thing I could do? I put my hand on the bed. I was like, we're washing this.
Let's go.
Wow.
I know. That's why I had to bring it up. Like, I felt like Tiger Woods of washing sheets, dude.
Yeah, it's good to
That's
wake
a
up.
weird athlete to go with there, but Michael Jordan, he had the tongue thing. Anthony Edwards. I'm the Anthony Edwards of washing sheets.
Also, shout out Anthony Edwards. Put on a display last night.
Oh, yeah. That was legendary.
One man comeback. Finished it with a block.
Never-
Overtime win. Who's the best team in the league?
God, I just want to be a basketball player. But my question...
Sorry, I just had to make this conversation a little straighter.
Yeah,
we're way into laundry vibes.
Listen, if my wrist is a little limp, it's out of pride, baby. Let's ride.
You dominated some linens.
No, but
so good.
do you think that this is a one-time thing?
100% is. That's why I'm bringing it up. This is a one-night stand of
He
efficiency.
made sure to record it. I'm not even sure it's true.
Dude, it will never happen again. I will never wake up with that level of motivation. What other white buffalo cleaning efficiency? Here's another one. I did this once in my life, and I don't think I'll ever do it again because it was the hardest thing I think I've ever done. Got home from a vacation, probably landed in the morning, or I think it was from a comedy weekend.
This is a tricky one. I can already see it.
You can see where it's going. Luggage, got home, all of it immediately in the wash. By the end of the day, all of my luggage clothes was done and put away. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Man.
The level of discipline that I had in that moment.
You're saying you didn't live out of a suitcase for a month after you got home?
You didn't go
Like a normal person?
You didn't go double closet.
You didn't leave it at the foot of the bed and then just sleep with no foot room?
Listen, I don't want to brag, but those two events happened in my life, and they have brought me more pride than crushing at a comedy club, because I'm crushing it, at least at that moment, at home as a human, as a dad, and these are skills that I have never had.
If you want to make the playoffs, you have to win your home games.
No, I feel that.
Make it a fortress.
Yesterday, I came home from work, and the two big tasks that I have when I come home from work that I don't want to do because I'm tired.
Yep, but you got the discipline.
Yeah.
You had the willpower.
Got to walk the dog, and I got to take the trash out, right?
Yep.
And yesterday, I get home, and I don't even sit down. Came home, took the trash out, even knocked out the dishes.
Let's go.
Okay.
Because
That's a hat trick.
you're going to have to do it regardless.
Now
So
that
just do it.
is what's crappening. That's what's crappening.
Yeah.
Those things.
It was a rhetorical
those
question.
things-
He had the answer himself. It's crapping, and I did all three things before I sat down.
Oh, have you ever put dishes away while they're still piping hot?
Yeah.
Oh God.
You gotta dry them though.
Build the statue in my name. but love me, wifey, because that's a hot bowl and it's in a cupboard.
Yeah. Don't put ice cream in there. It'll melt.
They're so fresh. Those three things, whether it's putting the sheets, washing them before noon and getting it all done, luggage, putting everything away before it's all done, and dishes hot in the cupboard.
I would also have to add, like, whenever you know you're running out of like a cleaning supply or something, and
then
you
you
just knock it out before you run out.
That's big.
Yeah.
It's big.
What was that reaction though? That seemed.
I was just like taking the temperature of this room.
For what?
I was just realizing what we're talking about. That's it. I was just being aware, and I was like, man, we are really celebrating. Not mundane.
It is extremely mundane.
Yeah, that's kind of. I was trying to ease off the judgment. I just started to get a little bit of like, man, we're just raking leaves and doing laundry over here.
It's the timetable.
Yeah.
And it's also, those are his weak spots, right? You don't want to do those things.
I'd rather sit down first.
Or maybe completely just sit down and not do it.
Yeah.
And that's the option. And that's usually the go-to move.
Yeah.
I just think that, like, I find it so interesting about, like, what's your weakness? You have a weakness. There's a weakness.
In the chore list?
And by weakness, I mean, like, it is irrational how much, like, walking a dog,
Well, that you got to do.
you got to do, right?
You're creating another chore for yourself if you don't.
But I just find it interesting that the irrational things, like the bang for buck, that washing those sheets, getting it done before 10 a.m.
Yeah.
If I could bottle that and sell that as like good man pride.
Well,
and
and
it not be extremely explosive and inflammatory, because if you sell man pride, that's going to be a room divider for some.
Yeah, no one's looking on the market for male pride.
Yeah.
There's no shortage. We're not known for lacking in that department.
But
Also, too, like, you're probably just impressed by your own ability to focus.
I think I'm just so proud.
Yeah.
I'm way more proud about the things that I am bad at, that I am getting at least marginally better. And those events are like empirical evidence of like, oh my God, I'm growing. I am 35.
Yeah.
I am level 35 now. At first, I thought I was still level 22, but 35 years old.
Yeah, and when you slid into those clean sheets and there's no new sand between your toes,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, me, baby.
Ooh, it's not there, but my credit score feel like in the sevens. You know, like,
Yeah, let's stay on topic.
Yeah. Those are I don't know. I'm always trying to find those cheat codes of happiness. A great example, do you ever buy something to use it more? You buy nice running shoes so that way you're motivated to run, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Those things,
like get married and have kids so you have a reason to live.
I like that as well.
I'm not that into my life,
Okay.
but
Happy to
I'm not trying to let down them.
Yeah, it's like getting a baby. It's like having a baby to save a relationship.
But I bought a really nice pen so that way I
Learn to read.
learned to read. Still, I was wrong. I had bad logic there. No,
I thought the pen knew all the letters.
I thought it was a dog tail. I thought it just did its
teach
own
me.
thing. But I love the things, those little hacks that you buy. I bought a nice pen so that way I would journal more. And it did work for a year. And then I stopped journaling.
There's
Honestly,
no more ink in there. Like, what's the point?
Not even that. I stopped journaling probably at the moment where I needed the journal the most, which is when I got let go last year. And I was like, I just stopped because I would only journal at the station. So then, I don't know, I wasn't at the station anymore. So then I
Isn't
just
it
stopped
weird
journaling.
how that determines it sometimes?
Yeah.
It's not only is it weird, but it makes me it brings me to one of my least favorite thoughts that being a human can bring me, which is I am a dumb farm animal.
Well, but it's Yeah, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Those animals aren't so dumb.
Well,
Do
still
you remember when we used to run? It was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do you know how much weight I've gained since we started this podcast? Because I was only running on Tuesdays.
Next week, we will be doing the podcast on the move. We will be power walking.
I would rather sit here in this comfy couch and do a podcast than run anywhere.
But yeah, do you guys
That
ever?
was the thing. It was the running was married to the schedule and the person and the place we ran, and that was just a part of the vibe. That's what I'm saying.
And then one tweak,
and it's gone.
and then it's gone.
I can't possibly run anywhere else.
Exactly. And then I get into sometimes like a self-loathing place whenever I go, like, just because the surroundings different, like the whole no excuse thing still hits, and then I feel like, sometimes I can really start to think of myself as a dumb farm animal. And this exact topic of like when you are buying something to motivate you to do something, I'm aware of my farm animal ways.
Yeah.
And now I'm feeding into it because I could just write with any pen. I don't need to buy a nice pen to write more. But I do know for a fact that if I buy a nice pen, I'm going to want to use it more. Then
Absolutely. It's just like, what are you trying to get yourself to do?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or if anything.
I buy like the premium salmon so that like I make sure I eat healthy.
And you have it's a shelf life when you get salmon.
Yeah, you got to eat it.
'Cause if you don't cook the premium salmon within a couple days, it's not the premium salmon.
It's not premium salmon. It's salmon.
It's just the fish you better cook soon or your whole.
That's the only difference between premium salmon and salmon is like 4 days.
Yeah, the premium wears off the label after 4 days.
No, it's just emium right now. We got to eat this quick.
I've got some mon in the fridge.
No, I had a lot of downtime at my last job. I would read a lot. And since I got fired, I have not read a single word of anything. That was 7 months ago.
Yeah.
So, and like,
I've lost the ability to read
You forgot.
because I don't work there anymore.
E after I follows C or something?
There's a Y in there
And there's Y. So I think it's like
sometimes.
A-E-Z-Y, and sometimes T.
I don't know. I don't need letters anymore.
But does that, do you fall into that? Does that ever bum you out though? And
Unemployment?
no, but just the fact of like, when I was working here, I was reading a lot. And I'm questioned, did you like reading a lot?
Yeah.
Right? And then
Felt
one
smarter.
little quirk change in life, and then all of a sudden something, at least putting myself in your shoes, something that I thought was for sure who I was or what I'd like to do, one quirk, and now all of a sudden I don't like doing that.
Wait, now it's up to me to make that happen?
Yeah, and then I start thinking like, how much control, how much say do I really have in this whole life?
Really in control here.
Am I really steering any of this?
Yeah,
Am I just a victim to my surroundings?
Yes.
We were, I think so.
I think, it's like they say, you are the 5 people you hang out with the most.
Yep.
It's also like, where do you go and what do you do when you're there? That defines, how much you read, what kind of shape you're in,
And then
the words you use more.
And the biggest mind F of it all, the thing, if I could send an email to the higher power, I would be like, why did you make us smart enough to be self-aware of this, but still dumb enough to not change or not make me strong enough?
Or weak enough. Yeah. Why did you make us too weak?
Why'd you make us too weak? Because now I don't read anymore because I got a different job. You want me to implement the willpower and discipline that? I just hate being smart enough to be aware of the wiring and then still not be able to prevent it from happening.
Smart enough to be aware of your own weakness.
Yes. Weak enough to not really change it too much.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, dude, I washed my sheets in 2 hours. Party poppers, grab the champagne, because that's my definition of me moving mountains, because there is no addition in the past or probably future will that ever happen again. You're talking about things adding into your life to motivate. I got one for you. You guys saw my phone before we hit record. I changed. You can take things away to motivate as well.
Yep.
You can buy a pen that will make you write more. And this next example, this is taking something away. I took the color off of my iPhone. So my home screen is the ugliest piss yellow sepia. It is hideous to look at my home screen on my phone.
You have a nasty phone.
It looks awful. It just looks sick. It looks like my iPhone is terminal right now.
Yeah.
And I did that on purpose so that way I would use my phone less. And I am here to tell you it has dropped by 2 hours.
Wow.
I looked at my phone usage from before. I was hovering at 5.5, 3.5, 3:15, 3:45.
It's that reverse psychology.
Well, I'll tell you, speaking of stats, when I accidentally tricked my wife into deleting TikTok,
Yeah.
every Sunday it tells you what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm down 70%.
Dang.
Why
Why
are we this way? That's what I'm trying to get at.
I was like, you were what? Only 30% of your phone usage isn't cat videos? What?
Yeah, those numbers are
This is a
staggering.
successful professional woman.
like a huge theme of Good Sauce. And if you're just joining us, we're always trying to answer the question of how human's human, because as unique as that thumbprint is, how somebody goes about their day-to-day activity with whatever thumbprint, unique unicorn mentality that they have just blows me away.
We are high-key obsessed with your non-sexual life kinks.
Yeah. We want to know your life kinks. I had this conversation not too long ago, and I heard one little life hack that this one person had was that they would always grab the towel after a shower. They would dry themselves off and then dry the shower off. That's like part of their efficiency way of like, I don't want soap.
Mold?
Yeah, I don't want soap scum. That's way harder to clean. I just blew Renado's mind right there. I didn't even think about that.
That seems like you're cleaning up a crime scene.
How many towels do you go through?
I think it's just one. How big
But
is
you can't reuse that towel the next day.
Dry
It's all
yourself
wet.
and dry the walls.
Yeah, I think it's a
soap
one and
scummy.
done towel.
Yeah, then
thing.
you got to wash
Right.
that towel.
Now,
Like-
I
You're
bring
looking at
this up.
14 towels a week.
I bring this up as an example of that's how that human. I called that person stupid. I was like, this is really dumb. You need to use your towels more than once on your body.
Did you see there's like a Dexter quality to that, though? It's like, and then I wipe off the walls.
I remove all the evidence.
There's no
no one-
evidence of my shower.
It's just humid for no reason.
Nobody was ever here, ever.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But I'm still clean.
Like kind of like what you did, though. You slept on the bed and then you cleaned it off.
Oh, yeah. I don't want any evidence of a good night's sleep right
No.
here. And it was weird, dude. When I woke up, I just put my hand on the mattress, started pulling.
You were ready to grind.
Are you sure you didn't pee the bed? Like, what were you trying to get rid of so fast?
We have to have a different topic.
We have to go to break.
We have to. We have
I
to
saw
cut the
that
break. We have to not talk about this anymore
Okay.
because that's how. Okay, listen.
What kind of dreams you have that
This
night?
is how this humans. Sometimes this humans, and it needs a lot of cleaning.
Uh-huh.
All right. Sometimes you sneeze a little too hard at 3 a.m, and you blame your dog, but then you realize dog's not on the bed.
Yeah.
Dog's got kicked out of the bed ever since the baby showed up.
That's all you, dog.
So I'm responsible.
What I'm trying to say is find your white buffalo. Find your
Wash it.
find your white buffalo and wash it. Find your weakness. I don't know. At 35 now, I'm trying to double down on my weaknesses.
Yeah, no, we're an inspirational podcast, clearly.
Yeah, this is motivation, and
Yeah, walk your dog, buy a new pen, read a book, wash your sheets.
And when you're down, rise up to the occasion.
Yeah. Be the phoenix.
I definitely pissed my bed. We'll be right after the break. Stay right there.
Knew it.
I knew it.
What a
Only
fun-
$5.
We'll be right back. Stay right there. If you live in Central Florida, you are very lucky because you live where the History Center is. We're talking 4 floors of imagination, 4 floors of storytelling, 4 floors of history. Are you a golfer? I know I am. Monday, March 10th, golfers can swing their clubs in the footsteps of legends during the annual Courthouse Cup tournament. It's all happening at the Rio Pinar Historic Golf Course as well.
And as always, on March 20th, they will be having their 3rd Thursday event. It is absolutely free. Free! They're open late from 5 to 9. There is absolutely no charge.
It's the perfect date night. Visit thehistorycenter.org. Get on board with thehistorycenter.org.
Choo-choo.
Oh, I like that. To all of our listeners, Joel and I are the arbiters of cool.
We decide.
Do you know what's really cool? Everything vintage.
I'm the vintage member of this podcast.
The best at vintage apparel in all of Central Florida is Foundation Records.
And guess what? They're always looking for the hidden gems in your record collection.
Go visit Alex and Peter Cohen over at Foundation Records. You will not regret it. Hit them up at foundationrecordsfl.com. That's foundationrecordsfl.com. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome back. You're a good person. My name is Rauce. That is Joel.
Hey.
That is Nico Renato.
Facts.
Facts, big facts.
It's Adam Sharf on the rejoin.
That's Adam Sharf on the rejoin. Local musician, local artist, just came out with
New
a new album.
Check it out.
Adam Sharf on all music platforms.
He's so good.
He's...
In case you forgot.
Yeah, I'll throw this out here. I'm just going to name drop, I think, some of the most talented people
Oh, yeah, let's go.
locally that our listeners should know, because this is a very local podcast. Welcome back to Good Sauce. We're going to name drop some people that if you are like me and love everything local and trying to keep your community as possible, then you should look up these people. Adam Sharf, one of the most...
Yeah.
One of the GOATs here in Orlando when it comes to music, acting, comedy. He's the man.
And if you discover Adam now, he's got a bunch of albums. You know, it's a great time to discover Adam Sharf because there's a lot there. It's kind of like I have friends that are like, "Oh, I love that comedian you work with. He's really funny." And I just found his YouTube. Oh my gosh, you guys did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. It's chapter 25.
And that's another really cool thing.
Also, it's episode 45. We were wrong.
Yeah. Smoke Monster got us again.
Oopsies.
But
we forgot we did a show last week.
Like, I also want to applaud anybody listening to this podcast because you're doing exactly what I think is so important, which is you're supporting locals. I understand that someone, over in California is not listening to this. The vast majority
Well, they will in 3 hours.
Yeah.
There's a time difference.
Yeah. There's a vast majority of our listeners who are local. So you yourself right now sitting in your car or in your kitchen, you are supporting something local because all of our sponsors are also local. Foundation Records, Mo DeWitt, Orange County History Center. This is a very local podcast, so I don't know. Anybody who supports local and stays in the community is a big thing. How much are you guys within your community? How much do you guys know your neighbors?
No, I don't know all of my neighbors, but I would say I know 60% of my neighbors. I live on a cul-de-sac, which is a beautiful way to live your life.
That's also, that almost feels like you have to know your neighbors if you're part of the cul-de-sac.
One would think.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to lie. I don't know the other 40% of my neighbors.
Do you think, though, that number is higher or lower if you're not in the cul-de-sac? Because once you're if you're one of the nuts in the sack, dude, you've got to know the other nuts.
Uh-huh.
It's just what happens, like, you're in a little club within the club of the neighborhood.
Ergonomically, it makes sense.
Yeah. And it also, even kind of looks like, from a helicopter, kind of looked like a gonad.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like a gonad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. So
You haven't met your neighbors, though, Renato?
I met them vicariously through my Ring camera app.
Yeah, I don't know if that counts, but I like it.
So you have
I know their whole personality.
You have them on
though.
film, you just don't know their names. That's cool.
I know how they knock.
They got
I know who knocks on their door.
got 2 huskies. Go to school.
Those are the yodeling dogs.
Do you hear them? Do you hear the huskies?
Nah, they're pretty aggressive. I'm scared of them things, but they're cute. But
The neighbors or the dogs?
Both.
I have a weird instance with my neighbors because 12 o'clock across the street, me and the neighbors are cool.
Yeah, I was like, they're cool. They say hi to me when I pull up.
They're dope.
I pulled up last week, and your neighbor across the street was taking a picture of a cat that was sitting in the tree.
Yeah.
And I opened the door, and I went, oh, cool. And he goes, I got to take a picture of him before he moves. I was like, yeah, you do.
This is an opportunity.
Get back to work, bud.
This might
Never happen again.
Look at this kitty cat.
So the neighbors,
I like that guy.
Neighbors across the street. I borrowed his rake once. He was cool. Neighbors to my right, awesome. Neighbors to my left, also awesome. But there's one thing that needs to be said. You guys see it.
I remember.
Every time you guys pull up, you see that little fence.
They've definitely let you know where their property starts.
Yeah, because I mowed a little bit of their yard. And I guess that's an explosive thing. I still don't understand it. I would be stoked if someone, mowed a little bit more in my yard.
I'm pretty sure that's a commandment. Do not mow thy neighbor's yard.
But the golden rule of do unto others.
You wanted them to mow your yard?
I wanted them to mow my yard.
I'm pretty sure it was the principle of like, this guy thinks that he owns this 12 inches.
So it's a Spanish family, so they look at me as like a colonizer, right? And then I'm going into their...
They thought you were claiming it.
I was, and I was peeing on it too, so I was going dog rule stuff.
Yeah, it is weird that you mow like that.
It is a mess. It is so bad. But I clipped some of his yard, and then the next week, there's a fence.
A tiny fence.
A tiny fence.
It could only stop a lawnmower.
But I could not. I still am not over.
You're not mowing over that fence, but you could definitely jump it.
You just kick it over.
Easy. Yeah, you could definitely side kick it.
It's what, 1.5 feet high?
I don't know, but that's
2 feet.
It's a pathetic excuse for a fence.
I like that you did unsolicited landscaping and they built a wall.
Exactly. The irony of my Spanish neighbor building a wall.
Because you did landscaping.
I did landscaping. If you ever wanted to overdose on irony, there's 2025, my Spanish neighbor built a wall to keep me out from landscaping his home.
Yeah. That's
why stereotypes are dumb.
Hey, sanctions are a nonviolent way to fight a war.
Now I look back, man, he said so much about putting up that little fence wall. We never talked about it. And me and him get along still, but he's just like, no, Blanco devil over there.
Yeah. Blanco Diablo.
Blanco Diablo, dude.
I just think of Ace Ventura. And Quince, watch out. What does he say? He just called you white devil, white devil.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how much he likes me. I just via fence alone.
But you still wave and say hi.
I still wave, say hi. I got drunk with him on New Year's Eve.
Oh, you guys are fine.
Well, I didn't get drunk with him. I was drunk with him.
And the wall never got brought up.
The wall never got brought up because the only thing he kept saying was "No, yeah. Time to make more money. We're gonna make money."
What does he do? Do you know?
No idea.
He makes tiny walls
For tiny countries.
He works at a tiny wall factory.
He works at a tiny wall factory that sells tiny walls to tiny countries.
Yes.
But I don't know. Having that New Year's Eve moment with him. Neighbors are an interesting thing, man, because they are...
they're not people you chose to know.
No.
Right.
It is full obligation. Slot machine. You don't know who you got.
I have to my right. The house to my right used to belong to my grandfather. My kids weren't used to not being able to play in both yards. I walk outside, throwing a football. Neighbor comes out, filming. And I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
And it's this is just, it just isn't safe. It just isn't safe. And I was like, what? We're really good at catching the football. No one's going to be injured. And it's just no, it's an insurance thing. You can't. Month later, fence.
Yeah. That passive
and then
aggressive fence.
But then it became, well, we're going to put up a hedge on the other side of the fence. Now there's just a war. It's a non-confrontational war.
No one's talking about it.
No one's talking about it. I mean, shots were fired with the "you can't throw the football here," but it changed the dynamic of the whole cul-de-sac, Ross.
I can already feel that neighbor starting that spiel of it's just not safe. Promise you she made this noise.
I think she led with,
Yeah. You start that conversation with a.
I'm almost afraid to get to know my neighbors though, because there's a situation with my girlfriend's friend, right? She's become way too close with her neighbors to the point that they think that they're like family. You know, they
Walk in neighbors?
They have like this thing that connects their backyards.
Non-consensual walking in neighbors.
Non-consensual.
that's not okay.
And
Wait, their fences have a door?
Right, there's
Like a
some
hotel
kind of-
room?
Yeah, some kind of like a conjoined room.
When like two families or like Brady Bunch families meet up.
Yeah,
Very
they
much
get
so.
their own little.
I don't
But
want that.
even though that's cool and they've had a lot of good times, the relationship has now turned toxic, and now they have to live next to each other.
Not
you
cool.
know? So I don't know. You know,
I try to keep a 45-second conversation with my neighbors in any direction.
yeah.
And I'm friendly with almost all the other ones.
That's about as small.
No, I
talk
say
as
it like
I'm gonna
that.
get.
With all of the other ones that I talk to. Some of them are just, there's no relationship. But anyone I converse with, it's all sunshine and rainbows. But I still try to keep it under at least a minute at tops.
Yeah.
You know, you're going out and you're bringing the trash cans in. How's it going? Good. Oh, something about the weather. Cool. You still working where you work? Cool. Me too. Bye.
It's just there's that
Yeah.
still.
You
the,
can't get too close.
the
No.
worst word your neighbor can say still is that. If your neighbor starts off with one of those, it's like, God,
What are you about to ruin?
what are you about to ruin? This is going great, and you just sucked air through your teeth. So now you're about to give me bad news.
You already suck.
Yeah.
Now
Like,
that you said that, I know that you suck.
I know.
Literally.
I noticed yesterday that when you pulled into your driveway, your tire hit my lawn.
I've called the HOA.
They are informed.
They're sending the SWAT team out.
yeah,
They
what
say if you do it again, they're calling National Homeland Security.
yeah, it's National Homeland.
That's what's going to happen next. Everybody's talking about the government. What if they got rid of the federal government and just had a national HOA? Elon Musk is the president of American HOA.
Yeah, the NOA, National
Homeowners.
Noah. Yeah, we'll call it Noah.
Yeah.
He's you thought Doge was bad. Get ready for Noah.
Saddle up.
That noise and that tone is straight up like Office Space Manager. Yeah, we're gonna have to
need
have
those
you
TPS
stay.
reports by the end of the day.
Dude, I don't know.
You know what?
When I was younger, I was good with being able to take that, and I don't know if it's just like mid-30s male ego finally happened. Maybe my third puberty happened. But when someone be walking up to me playing that card now of like, yeah, see, what actually happened was, what we're trying to do here is like, I need this to be sugar-free. Just a little bit more. There's a balance to it because being
It's the tone. You just don't like being spoken to that way.
yeah,
at
it's
all.
like, oh, dude, where's my balloon? Where's my spinner hat? Where's my bottle? You're doing, yeah, no, you're doing a great job. You're doing good.
Do you want a sticker?
Yeah, I don't do well with that. But I also,
Don't patronize me.
you can also go too far on the other side and be like, you suck. Stop doing that. Out of the two, I think I do better with dude.
I think I know that you do.
Yeah, because I can still like somebody doing that. I understand.
And you're not put off, like, as someone who is completely low key and then 100% aggressive. That's me.
Yeah.
You deal with both very well, and that's why a lot of my friends aren't my friends anymore, because they're like, oh, you just got so intense out of nowhere. It's weird. And then things don't recover. You've never had a problem with that. You've always said, hey, thanks for just saying that.
I
appreciate that.
I have a rule. Gong me. And Renato knows this rule. You can be a complete POS asshat to me.
I wouldn't have put it that way, but okay.
2 weeks out of a year. If you go past 14 days, I'm out.
That means that's what you are.
Yeah, I give people 14 days out of the year to just absolutely hit rock bottom, say what you want. Being a human is tough. And the reason why I feel that way is because I empathize and I've been there. I usually am on that click about, I would say 8 to 10 days a year where I'm not going to nail it.
So you're leaving some in the bank.
I'm leaving some in the bank just to make sure that's how I think 10 days out of every year,
That's 50 weeks a year where you're a perfect student, though.
And that's why I'm like, I completely get somebody going from 0 to 100 aggressive.
Yeah.
And that's not going to throw away the other 50 weeks. And I think a lot of people, I mean, I'm not a dictator here, but I really do think that that would solve 90% of people's dramas, issues. Like, understand that they're a human and they are not doing well.
Well, let's run it up to the USHOA.
Yeah, we got to call up Noah, dude.
We do. We got to tell Noah, like, you have to be nice 50 weeks a year, but just like any full-time job, you have 2 weeks of jerk vacation.
Yeah, you get to go on jerk vacation because I understand this is hard. So
Yeah.
many people are expecting something of you. I don't know what you're going through, and that's enough for me to understand that you get 2 weeks
That's a
out of
good
the year
lesson.
to be a total monster of a human being towards me.
You can apply that rationale to a neighbor relationship, a marriage,
Yeah.
anything. I think that's probably a good way to just look at every living thing.
Now-
It's like maybe this is just one of your 14 days of being a complete mess.
Yeah. Like,
Like I can see that you're drowning in sadness right now.
Yeah.
So I will let you call me that and we'll be cool.
And then I get
Let's make more money.
I get to be the crazy person though, because whenever Olivia slips up, then I just put a tick on the wall and I'm like, oh, we're at 6.
Is that why there's 6 streaks on the wall?
No, but I really do believe in that. And I hope that I also, if I'm trying to my best to walk that talk, then I hope that I can also get that in return. Because that's also what I'm expecting. Because I know I've told you this so many times.
Yeah, I know when you're having one of your 14 days because you're such a good communicator over the phone. Like you pick up every single time. You call me 30 times a day.
Yeah.
So you
Does Shanice have a response to when she sees Ross on the phone? Like that's who's calling?
I would think it's got to be the same response.
It depends, you know. Like sometimes she's like all for it. Sometimes she's like, oh my god, bro.
Trisha will look at my phone and go, your boyfriend's calling, and then usually find something else to do.
Yeah.
It's like, this will be 12 to 17 minutes.
Just know
She's
that
not annoyed. She just knows.
I will.
Right.
I'm fully aware. If I practice if I do my best to preach to people to be as self-aware as you possibly can, and then for me not to give any bit of understanding that I guess what I'm trying is I'm fully aware that I'm the wild one, the crazy one, and I will never be offended by somebody not taking my phone call because I'm aware. Phone calls, dude, this is way of the dinosaur.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's because you get so much attention for your calls because you're literally the only person who calls me other than my wife.
Yeah, I just love a good
It's like
phone
you,
call.
Shanice, and my mom, dude, are like the only ones that call me.
I have 2 children. I have 2 children with phones
What a
that have
great-
never called me.
What a great category to be in.
Right.
Yeah.
I love being in the girlfriend mom category.
Yeah, you really are.
It's an honor.
Yeah,
And I put a lot of work to do that.
we know.
What I was gonna say though is
We kind of do too.
whenever I know you're on your days though is when if I call you twice and you don't answer, okay, Ross is having one of his days.
man.
If I went 2 without anything, I might text Olivia. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, is Miles good?
Yeah, I'm
Ross cool? You eyes on Ross?
eyes on Ross.
Eyes on Ross, please.
Anybody have eyes on Ross right now?
I just want to get eyes on Ross and I'll be good.
Yeah, he's on day 13 out of the 14, and it is not March.
Woof. Yeah, I think you might need to add some grace weeks to your calendar now that you have a child.
I think so. All right, if I were to follow the rules of like you get 14 bad days where you're just like I'm sad, I'm depressed, or I'm like I'm not
And keep
doing
in mind,
anything.
these are all things that are a part of an entire human personality.
Yeah.
To deny sad bad is not realistic.
And also, if you deny, here, a little hot take here. All right, if you deny sad bad, you don't know what sad bad is coming. If you
Yeah.
compress sad bad,
You're going to get hit by a train into a wall.
I'm just saying, I think that's how a lot of people get 20 to life. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't embrace your sad bad days.
Or they dip out, or, you know?
Yeah.
Like a lot of dark stuff can happen if you don't face what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, and I think all three of us have walked in here on a morning where we record and been halfway to a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
The trick is finding the people that makes it worth having 14 bad days around.
Yeah, and they know that their role is to not be having one of theirs that day.
Yeah, yes.
That's how you stay married. That's how you stay on a podcast. That's how you do anything. Is that if I call you, and this has happened a number of times, where I'm like, hey, what's up? And you're like, dude, I don't know. If a Ross phone call starts with, dude, I don't know, I'm like, I knew that you're talking about Earth.
Yeah.
This man is having a day. That means I'm not.
And I've yet to meet somebody who doesn't have those. And I wouldn't even trust someone if I met somebody who was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about right now. I have no interest in being around you because
It would be a psycho.
either you're a sociopath and you lack emotions, or you are projecting and we're still at this small talk level of you have a facade up.
That's my fear, is that's what it amounts to, is that if somebody is always anything, you don't know them. You know, no one is always. People are too dynamic to be. There's effort in being that consistent.
We have two things that we've got to wrap this up with real fast. I need a funny moment in history. Give me a funny moment in history.
Funny moments in history.
Your funny moment in history is from the Roman Republic and Empire.
Oh, finally.
Everyone talks about the fall of Rome, the rise of Rome. Everyone loves Rome. Everyone loves Rome. Gladiators. But what they don't know and what they don't tell you is how ass backwards Roman generals had it. You guys remember, like, all the, back in the day, we had no idea. We would just look at the sky and go, it's time to farm. You know, this is the craziest example of one of those, this is what we used to do. Roman Republic generals would keep several sacred chickens, sacred chickens, to consult whether to go into battle or not. They had chickens determining the lives of armies. Wow. They'd throw seed in front of the chickens. If the chickens ate it, it was time for war. If they didn't eat, it was not time for war. Everyone chill.
We got to take care of these not hungry chickens.
They were feeding chickens and determining whether or not they would.
Is that why they fought so much? Because I can imagine chickens would always eat the
I think chickens would always eat. That's why I
put cheese pizza in front of us, we're going to eat it.
Yeah.
Like, it's war.
That
is literally how they decided whether or not to go to battle.
Many battles are known to be catastrophes for Rome because of these chickens. They were sending thousands of people to war because a chicken went like.
What a weird groundhog.
They gave it the appropriate food. Like, there was no question what was going to happen.
Like, now, if they would have been like, if the chicken eats other chicken, we go to war. Like, some
That
sort
would
of
have made
twist.
sense. Or if they hid it. If they're like, if he finds this, it's wartime.
But if their rule was, if the chicken eats chicken food,
Yeah.
which is what we fully expect to happen.
We are going to put a Happy Meal in front of this 7-year-old. If he so much as sniffs these nuggets, we are fighting.
We go to Iraq.
Yeah.
Like,
Man.
what? I don't know. That is your funny moment in history.
This has been Funny Moments in History.
And though, before we really get out of here, I think we got something.
Yeah.
We'll squeeze these in at the end of the ep. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got some NATO news.
Half NATO, half news. It's time for NATO News.
Did you hear that liquid U? News.
News.
That's next level.
That's right, everyone. We have a NATO news.
It's time to find out exactly what's crappening.
Yo, that's gotta be the slug for you, dude. You gotta start off every NATO news with, it's time to find out what's crapping.
It's time to find out exactly what's crapping in. What crappened this week?
What crapping?
All right, I got some stories for you this week. This last week, Wu-Tang
All right.
announced that they are going on their final North American tour.
That sounds like they are not very forever then.
Yeah.
You gotta change your thing now.
Funny you say that. The Wu-Tang Forever Last Chamber tour.
They should have called that Wu-Tang tour like the Wu-Tang is forever, last time ever.
Other news, there's been a pile of dog vomit on the second floor of my apartment for a week and a half now, and nobody...
I did not see that on the news.
I did not know that crapping.
Literally.
It did crapping. It crappened.
So yeah, if it's still there when I get back, I'm putting in a work order.
All right, now back to regular news.
Diddy's in some hot water. P. Diddy's in some hot water. But he's even cooking even more now because his main defense attorney, Anthony Rico, calls it quits 2 months before his client is set for trial.
That's what the lawyer said. Mr. Daddy.
Once Tony Rico found out there were Rico charges, like, forget about it.
Forget about it. He stated that under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs.
All right, back to your apartment complex.
No, but like for real, like it's disgusting. And like it's so hard to like walk my dog around the vomit.
All right, back to the news.
Do you think this was husky vomit?
But yeah, no, the another anonymous lawyer commented on Anthony Rico quitting, saying that it has become a real show. Saying that they're desperate to not go to trial and that P. Diddy faces at least 40 lawsuits by men and women who claimed he graped and essayed them.
You said graped and essayed. Sorry, I had to fill in the blanks there. It got real Kool-Aid to me at the end. I got real Spanish Kool-Aid-y at the end.
Definitely sounded like a Capri Sun flavor.
I was like, man, this
Have you tried new grape SA?
like grapacy? Is that what you're saying? No. At the very end, I was like, man, well, this is a really bad news story. What a bad man. And then it got like delicious at the end. I was very confused. And then back to your apartment complex.
Someone needs to really get up on that.
Back to the real news.
There was a robot AI, humanoid AI robot attack in China at a Chinese festival to a spectator. He straight
I
gave
saw
him
the footage of this one.
You see the video? You saw the video?
Yeah, it's like this little tiny-headed robot just like bows up to somebody in the front row.
It's the best footage that we have against all of the future. That's it. It's that and I Am Robot. It's basically an I Am Robot.
It was kind of the robot chicken eating the corn to start a war.
Do you know like when someone like tries to make you flinch? That's what this robot
That's what
does.
it did. Yeah.
He psyched him. He was like, psych.
Some like Chinese chick who's just trying to enjoy this festival, and all of a sudden, like, the big bad dude from Friday robot version, Debo. Dude, Debo. You got one.
Sweeney?
No, you got Debo. D-Robo. D-Robo comes out of nowhere and it's like, oh, what'd you say? He even, like, it looks like a fist is trying to just make this Chinese chick
He
flinch.
was like, you won't.
Chicken head lover.
Unfortunately, Will Smith was not in attendance to take care of the problem, but
Would have been a slap.
Woulda.
but the workers that were there quickly handled the situation. They contained the robot, but later did say that they were inspired by Will Smith and what he has been able to do in the past.
Yeah.
And that has been your NATO news.
Yeah, we just pictured we were Will Smith, the robot was rocking it, and then we just slapped the living hell out of that.
And that's what's crappening.
That's what's crappening. And that is also episode 45 of Good Sauce.
45, 5, 5.
555. Sunday. You guys, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for listening. That's episode 45, Good Sauce. That's Nico Bernato.
Yeah.
That's Joel Warren.
We're the best thing to happen to 45 since Michael Jordan came back.
Yeah! You can look into that as much as you want. My name is Rauce. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great weekend. Chase your white buffalo. Focus on your weaknesses this next week.
Say hi to your neighbors or don't. Thank you, wives and mothers.
Oh. And that is officially what's crappening.
Wash your sheets while you're still sleeping.
Yeah, it can be done. Believe in yourself. Ow! Get ready to roll because it's the second annual Just Call Mo Celebrity Bowl-orama, and you, yes, you are invited to join the fun.
Come bowl with your favorite Central Florida celebrities on Saturday, April 12th from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Oviedo Bowling Center. All proceeds benefit Rosie's Adventures, a local nonprofit helping kids battling cancer.
It's your chance to bowl, meet celebrities, and make a real difference. Spots are filling up fast, so you don't want to wait. I don't want to brag, but my lane, my spot, already sold out. That's right, I will be there. Visit justcallmo.com/bowling.
The Just Call Mo Celebrity Bowl-orama, Saturday, April 12th at the Oviedo Bowling Center.